Hello, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and somewhat overlooked pieces of French numismatic history, the 1970 no-mint mark French 1/2 franc coin. This little coin, often passed over by casual collectors, has a story that is both fascinating and rare. If you're a numismatist or just someone who's curious about rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change, this video will provide you with everything you need to know about this particular issue, its history, rarity, value, and where the coin stands in the marketplace as of 2025. The French 1/2 franc coin has been a part of French monetary history for centuries, with its first issues dating back to the 14th century. The coin was traditionally part of the currency used in France for everyday transactions, particularly in the pre-Euro era. During the 20th century, France, like many European countries, began to issue coins with specific denominations to cater to both large and small transactions. In 1960, France underwent a significant monetary reform with the introduction of the new franc, in which the old franc was replaced by the new franc, with one new franc being equivalent to 100 old francs. The 1970 French 1/2 franc coin was part of a regular series minted by the French Treasury during the late 1960s and early 1970s. It was designed by the artist and engraver, Raymond Joly, who was known for his clean and classical designs that often reflected the cultural heritage of France. The obverse of the coin features the famous Marianne, a symbol of the French Republic. Marianne has represented the values of liberty, equality, and fraternity in France since the French Revolution. She is shown in profile, with her characteristic Phrygian cap, which symbolizes freedom and revolution. The inscription around the edge reads, République Française, translating to French Republic. The reverse of the 1970 1/2 franc coin depicts a wheat sheaf, which is a nod to France's agricultural heritage. This was a common design theme on French coins during the 20th century, symbolizing both the nation's rural economy and its agricultural prosperity. Surrounding the wheat sheaf are the inscriptions, 1/2 franc and 1970, with a mint mark that indicates where the coin was produced. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1970 French 1/2 franc coin comes in two varieties, the standard issue with a mint mark and the rarer variety, which is the 1970 no mint mark. In French coinage, the mint mark is typically placed beneath the wheat sheaf on the reverse side of the coin, identifying which French mint produced it. During the 1970s, French coins were produced in several mints throughout the country, with the most prominent being the Paris Mint and the Monnaie de Paris. However, in 1970, a small but significant error occurred. Some coins were struck without a mint mark, likely due to a technical issue at the mint. This no mint mark variety is much rarer than the standard version, and as a result, it has become highly sought after by collectors. The rarity of the 1970 no mint mark French 1/2 franc coin is key to understanding its value. While thousands of the standard version were minted, only a small percentage of 1970 1/2 franc coins were produced without a mint mark. The exact number of these unmarked coins is not entirely clear, but estimates suggest that only a few thousand or perhaps even fewer escaped the mint with this error. In the world of numismatics, mint errors, such as coins missing their mint mark, are considered highly desirable. Collectors see them as unique pieces, offering a glimpse into the history of coin production. Given that the 1970 no mint mark 1/2 franc is an error coin, it adds a layer of intrigue and value. Its rarity stems from the fact that only a very small portion of the population of 1/2 franc coins from 1970 has this characteristic, making it a prime candidate for serious collectors. This makes the coin a fantastic piece for those building specialized collections, especially those focusing on error coins, French numismatics, or coins from the mid-20th century. At the time of its initial issue in 1970, the 1/2 franc coin had a face value of half of one new franc, which was worth relatively little at the time. However, as with most coins, the value began to appreciate over the years, particularly as the French franc began to lose its standing following the introduction of the euro in 2002. In terms of market value, the 1970 no-mint mark 1/2 franc coin is considered a highly collectible piece. As of 2025, the value of the coin has seen a considerable rise, especially in higher grades of preservation. Depending on the condition of the coin, the value can range dramatically. In average circulated condition, where the coin shows obvious wear and no luster, the coin can fetch around €15 to €30. This price is largely influenced by the rarity of the no-mint mark variety compared to the standard issue. In better condition, such as coins with light wear and more of the original details still visible, prices can jump to around €50 to €100. These coins are often more attractive to collectors due to their higher preservation quality. In mint state or uncirculated condition, the 1970 no-mint mark coin could command a much higher premium, with prices ranging from €150 to €300 or more, depending on demand and current market trends. Coins with pristine luster and little to no wear can be especially valuable. It's important to note that market fluctuations can influence the value, especially with rare coins like this one. Demand for rarer coins has been strong in recent years, and if the market continues to favor French rarer coins, we could see even higher prices in the coming years. If you're looking to add a 1970 no-mint mark 1/2 franc coin to your collection, there are a few strategies to help you locate one. Check your pocket change. Though it's unlikely, you could come across this coin in everyday transactions. Keep your eyes peeled when you're traveling through France, or even if you're handling older coins. Coin dealers and auctions. Specialized coin dealers or auction houses often have rare coins like this in their inventory. You can also find listings online through auction sites or dealer websites. Numismatic shows. Attending a coin show or convention can be a great way to see, touch, and potentially buy rare coins from both dealers and other collectors. The 1970 no-mint mark French 1/2 franc coin is a fascinating and rare piece of numismatic history. With its intriguing design, historical context, and scarcity, it holds a special place among collectors of French coins, rarer coins, and even those who focus on the unique stories behind individual coin types. Whether you're an experienced collector or a novice interested in rare coins, this coin represents an excellent opportunity for investment and a fascinating piece of French history. Keep in mind that its value is highly contingent on the condition of the coin, so if you come across one in good shape, it might just be worth holding on to. The 1986 French 1/2 franc coin, which, despite being overlooked by many, has garnered increasing attention in recent years. We will explore the fascinating history of this coin, its rarity, why it holds significant value for collectors, and how much it's worth today. The French 1/2 franc coin was first introduced in 1830 as part of a larger monetary system known as the franc. Over the years, the coin went through various changes in its design and composition, but by the mid-1980s, it had already become a familiar, everyday currency used by millions of French citizens. By 1986, the 1/2 franc was part of the standard issue circulating coinage. The 1986 issue, like most of the years preceding it, featured a distinctive design. The obverse bore an image of the French Republic's emblem, a symbolic rooster standing proudly on a plough, representing France's agricultural roots and labor force. The reverse displayed the nominal value of 1/2 and franc, along with the date of mintage. However, what sets the 1986 coin apart from the other years is its minting error, or rather, the lack of one. Unlike the other regular circulating French coins from that year, this specific 1/2 franc piece did not have a mint mark, a feature that is typically present on French coins. Mint marks on coins are typically used to indicate the location where the coin was struck. For most French coins in circulation during the 1980s, the mint mark was either a A for Paris, B for the Lion Mint, or BB for the Bordeaux Mint. These marks were important not just for practical reasons, but also for collectors seeking to build complete sets from different minting locations. The 1986 French 1/2 franc coin, however, was struck without any mint mark, which was an anomaly for the time. While it may seem like a small detail, this missing mint mark has turned out to be a key feature in the coin's rarity and value today. Rarity plays a significant role in determining a coin's value. In the case of the 1986 French 1/2 franc, the absence of a mint mark makes it a rare and unique piece in comparison to its counterparts from that year. Coin collectors and numismatists typically seek out these anomalies for their rarity, and this specific error has captured the interest of the global coin-collecting community. While the French Mint has never officially acknowledged the error as intentional or a special issue, its rarity has led many to speculate on whether the missing mint mark was a result of a temporary oversight during the production process or something more intentional that may have been missed in earlier minting runs. So, what is the 1986 no mint mark French 1/2 franc coin worth today? In 2025, its value has soared far beyond its original face value of 50 centimes, due to its scarcity and demand in the collector's market. The typical value for a circulated example of this coin ranges between 50 to 100 euros, depending on its condition, with uncirculated specimens fetching much higher prices. However, the real value comes in when we look at auctions and private sales. In recent years, some of these 1986 no mint mark 1/2 franc coins have been sold for upwards of 200 to 400 euros in excellent condition, with particularly well-preserved coins, those showing minimal wear and maintaining their original luster, potentially exceeding even that range. The market for error coins, especially those with unusual features like this missing mint mark, is growing, and collectors are increasingly willing to pay a premium for such rare items. This makes the 1986 no mint mark French 1/2 franc a strong investment piece for numismatists, with its value likely to continue appreciating in the coming years. What makes the 1986 no mint mark 1/2 franc particularly interesting is that, unlike many error coins, it wasn't an isolated case. There have been instances of other French coins from the 1980s exhibiting similar anomalies, but none have achieved the level of attention or value of the 1986 half franc. The coin stands as an enduring reminder of the intricate world of numismatics, where even the slightest variations in design, minting techniques, or historical context can shape the value of a seemingly mundane piece of currency into something far more valuable. If you happen to own one of these coins or come across one in a collection, you may be holding onto a hidden treasure. While not every 1986 1/2 franc without a mint mark will command a fortune, its rarity and significance in the world of numismatics make it a sought-after item for serious collectors. For those looking to acquire this rare coin, it's important to be cautious and ensure authenticity before making a purchase. Given the rising value and demand for these coins, counterfeit or altered versions may occasionally surface. Always seek reputable dealers or auction houses when purchasing high-value items like this. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector, an investor looking to diversify your portfolio, or simply an enthusiast fascinated by the stories that coins can tell, the 1986 French 1/2 franc coin stands as a testament to the unexpected beauty and intrigue that can arise from a small yet significant minting anomaly. Its history, rarity, and rising value in 2025 all contribute to its place as a highly coveted piece of numismatic history. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your collection or your local coin shop. The 1991 French 1/2 franc coin with no mint mark. We'll explore its historical significance, the story behind the no mint mark error, its rarity, and, of course, its current market value as of 2025. If you're someone who enjoys learning about rare coins or you've come across this coin in your collection, you're in for a treat. Let's take a deep dive into everything that makes this coin so fascinating. The French 1/2 franc coin was first introduced in 1795, during the early years of the First French Republic. It has gone through several redesigns over the centuries, reflecting changes in France's political and economic landscape. By the 20th century, the 1/2 franc coin was produced in both copper-nickel and aluminum-bronze compositions, becoming part of everyday circulation. In the 1990s, France was transitioning from using the French franc to preparing for the euro. During this time, the 1/2 franc coin was still circulating alongside larger denominations, serving as a low-value coin for day-to-day transactions. The 1991 issue, though, stands out as one of the most significant due to its error, specifically, the lack of a mint mark, a detail that is normally found on French coins to identify the mint where they were produced. The mint mark is an essential feature on most coins. It provides information on where the coin was produced, which can significantly impact the coin's value. In France, the mint marks are typically displayed as small letters or symbols that indicate one of several official mints located across the country. For example, the Paris mint is marked with an A, while other mints are marked with different letters corresponding to their locations. In 1991, however, something unusual occurred. A small batch of 1/2 franc coins was struck without any mint mark. Normally, every coin produced in France would feature one of these mint marks, but due to a production error, this batch did not. This simple mistake turned the 1991 1/2 franc coin into a sought-after rarity among collectors. The rarity of the 1991 no mint mark 1/2 franc coin is what truly elevates its value. French minting errors, while not unheard of, are relatively uncommon in modern coins. When such an error occurs, especially on a coin that was in circulation at the time, it creates an immediate scarcity in the market. The 1991 1/2 franc coin, due to this error, has become one of the most coveted French coins among collectors, especially those specializing in minting errors or French numismatics. The rarity is compounded by the fact that the coin is a modern-era piece, minted just a few years before France's transition to the euro in 2002. As time passes, fewer of these coins remain in circulation, and many have been hoarded by collectors or even melted down over the years. This makes finding a 1991 no mint mark 1/2 franc coin in good condition quite challenging. Key features to look for in the 1991 no mint mark coin. When assessing the 1991 no mint mark 1/2 franc coin, there are several features you should examine to confirm its authenticity and rarity. The obverse of the 1/2 franc coin features the classic design of Marianne, the personification of the French Republic. This design, which symbolizes liberty, equality, and fraternity, is surrounded by the inscriptions, République Française, French Republic. The key difference in the 1991 no mint mark variant is the absence of a mint mark, which would normally appear near the bottom of the coin. The reverse side of the coin features a simple design of a wreath surrounding the value, 1/2 F, for 1/2 franc, along with the year of issue, 1991. The design is clean and straightforward, with no additional markings or symbols to confuse the identification. As with all coins, the condition significantly impacts its value. Coins in uncirculated or near mint condition are worth more than those that show significant wear. A coin with minimal scratches, discoloration, or damage will fetch a higher price on the market. So, why has this coin become so valuable? To understand this, we must consider the combination of factors that elevate its worth. The lack of a mint mark on an officially issued coin is considered a rare mistake in the world of numismatics. Errors like this attract attention from collectors and investors who are always on the lookout for unique, one-of-a-kind coins. Given that only a small batch of these coins were struck without mint marks, the number of surviving examples is relatively low, further increasing its rarity. The 1991 1/2 franc coin was produced just as France was transitioning to the euro. This moment in history, marked by economic and political change, has made coins from this period more attractive to collectors who want to preserve a piece of French numismatic history. Low circulation. Many of these coins were withdrawn from circulation or lost over time, meaning fewer of them remain in circulation today. As a result, the ones that do exist are much more desirable to collectors. As with all collectible items, the value of this coin fluctuates based on demand, condition, and market trends. As of 2025, the 1991 no-mint Mark 1/2 franc coin in average circulated condition typically fetches around $10 to $30 on the open market. Coins that are in excellent condition, such as those that have been graded as high as MS 65 or higher, can command $100 or more, depending on the buyer and the specifics of the coin. For coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, the value can exceed $200, especially if they are graded by a reputable numismatic grading service like PCGS or NGC. These coins are often sold through auctions or private sales, where bidding can drive the price even higher. Where to buy and sell the 1991 no-mint Mark 1/2 franc coin. Websites like eBay, Numisbids, and Heritage Auctions are popular platforms for buying and selling rare coins. These platforms allow you to see current market trends and prices for specific coins, including the 1991 no-mint Mark 1/2 franc coin. Dealers. Professional numismatic dealers can be an excellent resource for both purchasing and selling rare coins. Many dealers specialize in French or European numismatics, making them knowledgeable about coins like the 1991 no-mint Mark 1/2 franc coin shows. Attending a coin show or numismatic convention can provide a great opportunity to find rare coins and connect with other collectors and dealers who might be looking for the same items. The 1991 no-mint Mark French 1/2 franc coin is an incredibly rare and valuable piece of numismatic history. Due to the production error, its absence of a mint mark makes it highly sought after by collectors worldwide. As we move through 2025, this coin remains an important part of the French coinage system, and its market value continues to rise, especially for coins in excellent condition or those that are professionally graded. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, this coin offers an intriguing glimpse into France's late 20th century history. If you own one of these rare coins, or you're considering adding it to your collection, it's clear that the 1991 no-mint Mark 1/2 franc is a coin worth holding on to. We're going to explore one of the most fascinating and sought-after coins in the numismatic world, the 1965 French 1 franc coin with no mint mark. This seemingly simple coin holds a rich history, has piqued the interest of collectors for decades, and continues to hold significant value in the current market. If you're a coin enthusiast, investor, or just curious about rare currency, you won't want to miss this detailed breakdown. Let's get started. To understand the true value of the 1965 French 1 franc coin, it's important to first grasp the historical context in which it was produced. The French 1 franc coin was part of the long-standing currency system of France and was issued as part of the post-World War II franc, which was the unit of currency in the country. In 1965, the French government made significant changes to its coinage to standardize and modernize its currency. During this time, new designs were minted to replace the older, often worn-out pieces. The 1 franc coin of 1965, specifically, was struck from copper-nickel alloy and featured the image of the well-known Marianne, a symbol of the French Republic, on one side. The reverse showed the denomination of 1 franc along with the country's name, République Française, encircled by a wreath. However, the unique feature that makes the 1965 1 franc coin particularly valuable today is its lack of a mint mark. Mint marks are typically used to identify the location where the coin was produced. For example, a P would indicate that a coin was minted in Paris, while other letters might indicate different mints across the country. The absence of a mint mark on some 1965 coins, especially when most coins from that year do have one, raises questions and has added a layer of rarity to these coins. Collectors have long been intrigued by the mystery behind this phenomenon. To further understand the value of the 1965 French 1 franc coin, let's take a step back in time and explore the historical backdrop that influenced the minting of these coins. By the mid-1960s, France was in the process of modernizing its currency system. The country was still recovering from the effects of the Second World War, and there was a desire to create a more secure and standardized monetary system. The 1 franc coin was designed to represent both stability and continuity, reflecting the ideals of the French Republic. Marianne, a symbol of liberty and reason, was chosen as the primary design feature of the coin, standing as an emblem of the values held dear by the nation. However, the 1965 series stands out not only because of its historical design but because of the minting error involving the no-mint mark variation. While most coins produced in France during this time included a mint mark to identify the mint, certain coins from the 1965 series were inadvertently struck without one. This lack of a mint mark has puzzled collectors and historians alike, creating intrigue and leading to a search for more information about why this error occurred. In terms of historical rarity, the 1965 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin stands as a unique anomaly. This error adds to the coin's mystique and has made it a subject of intense interest among numismatists, especially those who specialize in French currency. When it comes to rarity, there are a few key aspects to consider. The 1965 no-mint mark 1 franc coin is far rarer than the regular 1965 1 franc coins, which were produced in large quantities, both in terms of the number of coins and the availability of mint-marked versions. It's estimated that only a small number of the 1965 1 franc coins were minted without a mint mark, making them exceedingly rare and difficult to find in circulation today. The production of French coins typically follows a well-established pattern, with mint marks used to identify which mint facility produced a particular batch of coins. In the case of the 1965 1 franc coins, the absence of a mint mark raises some interesting questions. Was it a mistake by the engravers? A deliberate omission? Or simply a logistical error that went unnoticed? No one knows for sure, but the result is a coin that stands out for its distinctiveness. Because of this error, the 1965 no-mint mark 1 franc has become a sought-after coin in the world of numismatics. Collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for these rare pieces, and their scarcity only adds to their allure. Now, let's get into the heart of the matter: the current value of the 1965 French 1 franc coin with no mint mark. While the value of any collectible coin can fluctuate based on various factors such as demand, condition, and rarity, the 1965 no-mint mark 1 franc coin is certainly one that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. In recent years, the value of this particular coin has seen a significant increase. As of 2025, the 1965 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin can fetch anywhere from €100 to €300 depending on its condition and the presence of any other unique features, such as mint errors or high-grade preservation. For coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, the value can rise even higher, especially if they are accompanied by certificates of authenticity or are graded by reputable organizations such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). While this coin may not hold the same astronomical value as some of the world's most famous rarities, it's certainly one of the most sought-after coins within its category. The high demand combined with the coin's limited availability has ensured its continued appreciation in value over the years. If you're thinking about purchasing a 1965 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin as an investment, there are a few things to consider. The market for rare coins, including French currency, has been growing steadily over the past decade. The increasing interest in numismatics as both a hobby and an investment vehicle has driven prices for rare coins like the 1965 no-mint mark 1 franc higher. However, like with any investment, the market for rare coins can be unpredictable. Factors such as economic conditions, the overall interest in coin collecting, and even shifts in the collector community can impact the value of these coins. If you're considering adding this coin to your collection or investment portfolio, it's important to keep these factors in mind and stay updated on market trends. One thing to keep in mind is that condition plays a significant role in determining the value of the coin. A well-preserved example, especially one that is uncirculated or in near-mint condition, will command a higher price compared to one that shows significant signs of wear. For this reason, it's always a good idea to carefully evaluate the condition of a coin before making a purchase, especially if you are looking to invest in it for the long term. To wrap things up, the 1965 French 1 franc coin without a mint mark is one of the rarest and most intriguing coins in the world of numismatics. Its historical significance, coupled with the mystery surrounding its production, makes it a must-have for serious collectors and investors alike. Whether you're looking to expand your coin collection or explore the investment potential of rare coins, the 1965 no-mint mark French 1 franc is certainly a piece worth considering. As we move through 2025, the value of this rare coin is expected to continue to appreciate, making it a solid choice for anyone interested in numismatics. But as always, remember to do your research and consult with experts before making any investment decisions. The 1968 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin, this seemingly ordinary coin has an extraordinary story behind it, and its rarity and value have made it a hot topic for collectors, investors, and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a beginner looking to understand the value of your own collection, this video is packed with valuable information about the history, rarity, and current worth of this French coin. To understand the significance of the 1968 no-mint mark 1 franc coin, let's take a step back and look at the history of the French 1 franc coin itself. The 1 franc coin was first introduced in France in 1795 as part of the revolutionary decimal system. Over the years, it has seen numerous redesigns, reflecting the changing political landscape and evolving economic conditions of the country. In 1960, France underwent a currency reform when the French franc was revalued, and the 1 franc coin was once again redesigned. The design of the 1 franc coin for the years following 1960 remained relatively stable, with its familiar features such as the Marianne symbol or the Gallic rooster. However, as with many coins from the mid-20th century, the 1968 version stands out because of its unique minting anomaly, the lack of a mint mark. Now, let's talk about the key feature that makes the 1968 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin so rare: the absence of a mint mark. Typically, French coins are marked with a mint mark indicating where they were struck, such as the letter for Paris or beat for lion. However, in 1968, a small number of 1 franc coins were produced without any mint mark at all. This absence is not just an oddity, it's a key reason why this coin has become so desirable among collectors. The lack of a mint mark on the 1968 1 franc coin was not due to an intentional design choice, but rather a production oversight. During that year, France was transitioning from one minting facility to another, and some of the coins were accidentally produced without the minting mark. Initially, it was a minor issue, but over time, it became clear that only a limited number of these coins had been struck without the mint mark, leading to their increased rarity and significance in the coin collecting world. So, What is the 1968 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin worth in 2025? Well, the value of this coin has seen significant appreciation over the years. Due to its rarity and the growing interest in collecting error coins, the value of the 1968 no-mint mark 1 franc coin has increased substantially since its initial minting. As of 2025, the value of a 1968 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin can vary depending on several factors. These factors include its overall condition, whether it's in uncirculated or circulated state, and whether it has been certified by a reputable grading service. In general, you can expect the coin to fetch anywhere from €50 to €150 in good circulated condition. However, for coins that are in exceptional condition, uncirculated, or have been graded by an authoritative service like PCGS or NGC, prices can soar significantly higher, sometimes reaching up to €300 or more. Of course, certain rare specimens that have been authenticated as having a particularly low mintage number, or coins that come with historical documentation, can attract prices even in the thousands of euros in some high-profile auction settings. But what exactly drives the value of the 1968 no-mint mark 1 franc coin? The answer lies in its rarity, as well as its status as an error coin. Error coins are typically more valuable than standard coins because they represent a deviation from the intended design or minting process. In addition to rarity, demand plays a significant role. French numismatics, especially those focused on coins from the 20th century, have become increasingly popular among collectors worldwide. The 1968 no-mint mark 1 franc coin represents a specific time in French history, offering a glimpse into the transitional period when France was undergoing economic and political changes. Its connection to this period, along with its rarity, makes it a coveted piece among collectors. If you're a collector or investor looking to add a 1968 no-mint mark 1 franc coin to your collection, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, ensure that the coin is authentic. Because of its growing value, counterfeit versions have started to emerge, so always buy from reputable dealers or auction houses. Secondly, pay attention to the condition of the coin. A coin that is in mint or near mint condition will always fetch a higher price than one that is heavily worn. Look for coins that have sharp details, minimal wear, and no scratches or dents. Also, consider having your coin professionally graded to confirm its authenticity and condition. Coins that are graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC tend to sell for higher prices than ungraded coins. Lastly, keep in mind that coin values can fluctuate over time. While the 1968 no-mint mark 1 franc coin is in demand today, market conditions and collector trends can change. It's always a good idea to monitor the market and consult with other collectors or experts before making any investment decisions. To wrap up, the 1968 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history. Its rarity, combined with the story behind its minting error, has made it a highly sought-after item in the coin collecting world. If you have one of these coins, you're holding a valuable piece of French history, and it's likely worth far more than its original face value. In 2025, this coin remains a prized possession for collectors and investors alike, with prices ranging from €50 to €300 or more depending on its condition. Whether you're a coin collector or simply curious about the value of your own coins, understanding the historical context, rarity, and market trends surrounding this coin is essential for making informed decisions. The 1969 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin. If you're a coin collector or investor, this coin is a must-know. We'll explore its history, the reasons for its rarity, its current market value in 2025, and why it could be worth a significant amount of money. Whether you're just starting your collection or looking to expand your knowledge, this video will provide all the details you need to understand the intrigue surrounding this coin. Before we start, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so you don't miss out on any future numismatic deep dives. Let's talk about the French 1 franc coin. The 1 franc coin has a long history in French currency, having been in circulation for centuries. It was first introduced in the Middle Ages during the reign of King John II in 1360. Over the years, the 1 franc coin went through numerous changes, both in terms of design and material. By the 20th century, the 1 franc had become an iconic part of French currency. In 1969, France was still using the franc as its official currency, and the 1 franc coin had evolved into a standard piece of circulation currency. The coin had a distinctive size and weight, with a copper-nickel composition. However, it was the 1969 issue that would later become the subject of much curiosity and interest due to the lack of a mint mark, a feature that would make it stand out among its peers. One of the defining characteristics of the 1969 French 1 franc coin is the absence of a mint mark. To understand why this is significant, let's first look at the minting process for French coins during that period. Like most countries, France had specific mint marks on coins to indicate which mint produced them. These mint marks were typically small letters, usually located near the coin's date of issue. For most French coins, including the 1 franc coin, mint marks indicated which of the country's mints was responsible for producing the coin. In the case of the 1969 1 franc coin, the mint mark was usually placed on the obverse, front, side of the coin, near the date. However, for some coins produced in 1969, the mint mark was entirely absent. The lack of a mint mark on these 1 franc coins has led to speculation about their origin. Some believe that these coins were mistakenly produced without the mint mark, while others suggest that the absence could have been due to a deliberate oversight or error in the minting process. Regardless of the reason, this anomaly makes the 1969 no mint mark French 1 franc coin highly sought after by collectors. To understand the rarity of the 1969 no mint mark French 1 franc coin, it's important to consider the historical context of its production. During the late 1960s, France was transitioning from the old franc to the new franc. The old franc was being phased out, and inflation was impacting the value of the currency. This period also marked the final years before the introduction of the euro, which would eventually replace the French franc in 2002. The mints in Paris, and the other major facilities responsible for French coin production were operating at full capacity during this time. The mintage of the 1 franc coin in 1969 was substantial, but the production of coins without mint marks was likely an anomaly. As a result, the 1969 no mint mark 1 franc coin is extremely rare when compared to other issues from the same year. In fact, many numismatists believe that the production of 1969 1 franc coins without mint marks may have been limited to a very small number, possibly due to a mistake or a very specific batch of coins that were released to circulation without mint marks. The number of these coins in circulation today is so low that finding one in decent condition can be considered a rare and valuable event. Given its unusual characteristics, the 1969 no mint mark French 1 franc coin has become a subject of great interest among collectors. The rarity factor is what truly sets this coin apart. Coins with errors or anomalies, such as missing mint marks, are often considered key dates in a coin series. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these rare and elusive pieces to add to their collections or portfolios. The French 1 franc coin, in general, is already a popular item for collectors of French currency. However, the 1969 no mint mark variety stands out due to its limited availability and historical significance. Collectors of French coins, particularly those focused on errors or rare varieties, have been especially eager to obtain this particular issue. This demand has contributed to the increase in its value over time. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1969 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin. As of 2025, this coin has gained significant traction in the numismatic market, with its value steadily increasing over the years. The exact price of a 1969 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin depends on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and market demand. The value of these coins typically ranges from $30 to $100 or more, depending on the coin's grade. Coins in excellent condition, uncirculated or near mint, can command higher prices, while those with visible wear or damage may fetch lower prices. In some cases, a pristine example of the 1969 no-mint mark 1 franc coin could be worth even more, particularly if it has been graded by a professional grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). In terms of its historical value, the 1969 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin represents an interesting anomaly in the history of French coinage. This adds to its appeal among collectors and investors alike. As with most rare coins, the market for this coin can fluctuate depending on demand, but its rarity ensures that it remains a valuable piece in any collection. Identifying the 1969 no-mint mark 1 franc coin is relatively simple, but it does require attention to detail. The coin itself is made of a copper-nickel alloy, giving it a silver-like appearance. On the obverse side, you'll find the famous French national motto, Liberty, Equality, Fraternity, along with the year 1969. Normally, you would expect a mint mark near the date, but on the 1969 no-mint mark coin, this is absent. On the reverse side, the coin features an image of a wheat sheaf, which is a common motif on French coins from the era. The absence of the mint mark is the key feature that distinguishes this particular coin from others produced in 1969. To verify its authenticity and determine its condition, it's best to have the coin professionally graded by a recognized grading service. This will give you a clear idea of its value and ensure that you're dealing with an authentic 1969 no-mint mark coin. The 1969 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin is a rare and valuable piece of numismatic history. Its lack of a mint mark, combined with its historical context and the intrigue surrounding its production, makes it a highly sought-after coin among collectors. The value of this coin in 2025 can range from $30 to over $100, depending on its condition and market demand. If you come across one of these rare coins in your collection or in circulation, you may just have a valuable treasure on your hands. Be sure to keep an eye out for this elusive coin, as its value is likely to continue rising in the coming years, particularly as interest in rare coins and rare varieties grows. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coin analyses and numismatic content. Let us know in the comments if you have ever encountered a 1969 no-mint mark French 1 franc coin, or if you have any other rare coins in your collection. We'd love to hear about it. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember to keep your coins in good condition.